my name is Jessica. I'm going to be your physical therapist today. So I understand that you've been having issues with kneeling down at your locker and reaching into your locker. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be testing your balance while kneeling. Particularly, we're going to be having you in this half kneel position. So we're going to have you kneel on one leg while your other leg is propped up, kind of like a lunge.
While in this position, I'm going to ask you to move your neck and your back in certain directions.
I'm going to ask you to reach in certain directions, or reach for certain objects, just to kind of see how you respond to it and see how well you can balance on that half kneel position. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Is it okay if we proceed with this assessment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So before we get started, I'm going to put this gait belt on you. It's just going to be an extra point of contact in case you lose stability, so I'll be right there in case you feel unstable. So I'm going to have you lift up your arms for me. Okay, good. How's that feel?
Good. Snug.
Now I'm just going to tuck this under. Okay, good. Okay, Marissa, so now we're going to get up and then we're going to go kneel onto the mat on the floor. So I'm going to hold on to your gait belt just to help you get up, okay?
Okay.
So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So I'm going to have you face that way, and I'm going to have you kneel down on your right knee first. Good. Now I'm going to let go of the gait belt, and I'm just going to adjust your posture. So I'm going to make sure this knee is at 90 degrees. Okay, good. And you can just have your hands resting there for a moment, and then I'm going to straighten out this leg. Good. And we're going to always make sure that the top of your foot is always in contact with the ground.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to be standing right next to you. I'm not going to have any contact with you, but my arms and hands are going to be right here just in case you lose stability, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So first, we're going to start off with some neck movements. I'm going to ask you to look down at the ground for me. Okay, good. Now, can you look up towards the ceiling for me? Good. Now I want you to look over your left shoulder. Good. Can you look over your right shoulder for me? Good. Do you need a break?
No.
Okay. So now we're going to move to your back motions. What I want you to do now is bring your arms down to your side. Okay, good. Now I want you to lean forward and bend your neck as well too. Good. And bending your back backwards, putting an arch in your back, I want you to look up for me. Good. Okay. And then keeping your arms to your side. We're going to start with your left. I want you to keep your left arm to your side, but reach down to the ground for me. Good. Can you do that with your right? Good. Okay. So now I want you to kind of turn your body towards the left, including your neck. Good. Can you turn to the right for me? Good. All right. Now we're going to move on to the arm movements. Do you need a break?
Yes, please.
Okay.
We would have also tested cervical side bending to the left and to the right before we assessed any trunk motions. However, due to technical difficulties, we weren't able to include those recordings.
Okay, Marissa, now we're going to start trying to reach for things with your arms. So first we'll start with your right arm. I want you to imagine that you are in the middle of a clock and that your arms represent the arm of the clock. So in front of you directly would be 12 o'clock,
mm-hmm.
and then behind you would be 6 o'clock, and right here would be 3, and that would be 9.
Perfect.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, so with your right arm, I want you to just reach to 12 o'clock. Imagine just slightly touching it. Okay. So now I want you to reach past 12 o'clock, a little farther. Good. Okay. So now I want you to reach just to touch 2 o'clock. Good. And I'm just going to change positions for a second. Now I want you to reach past 2 o'clock for me. Good. Now I want you to reach just to touch 3 o'clock. Okay, can you reach past 3 o'clock for me? Good. Now I want you to reach towards 4 o'clock, just to touch it. Can you reach past 4 o'clock for me? This one is going to be a little difficult. I want you to reach behind you, and you can turn your head as well. Just reach to touch 6 o'clock. Okay, good. Now I want you to reach past 6 o'clock. Okay, good. Okay, Marissa, with your right arm, I want you to reach just to touch 9 o'clock. Okay, good. Can you reach past 9 o'clock for me? Okay. Now I want you to reach, I'm actually going to adjust this leg for you. Make sure it's always straight. Okay, good. All right, now I want you to reach just to touch 7 o'clock. Okay. I want you to make sure that that foot always keeps contact with the ground too, okay? Okay. Can you reach past 7 o'clock for me? Can you do that one more time for me? Okay, good. Okay, Marissa, so now we're going to be reaching for objects with your right hand. So, I want you to reach towards that black and white pillow, just touching it. Okay. So before you reach, I want you to make sure that my hands are in front of you first, okay? Okay. So now I want you to reach over my hand past the black and white pillow. Okay, good. And then the stapler to your side right here, I want you to reach just, actually, I'm going to move forward to your other side. I want you to reach just to the stapler. Okay, can you reach past the stapler for me? Good. Okay. And then there is a gray pillow right behind you. I want you to reach towards the gray pillow, just barely touching it. Okay, can you reach past the gray pillow for me? Okay, good. I'm going to switch over. With your right hand, I want you to reach towards that gold purse, just touching it. Okay, can you reach past that gold purse? Good. Okay, now I want you to reach straight up towards the ceiling, just touching it. Now I want you to imagine reaching past the ceiling, so reach a little farther. Good. And then now I want you to reach just touching that light. Now imagine reaching just past the light. Okay, good. On her left knee, we would assess neck extension, neck flexion, rotation, and side bending. We would also assess trunk flexion, extension, side bending, and rotation on her left knee. And then we would assess her left hand on her right knee, and then we would switch to her kneeling on her left knee and assess both upper extremities as well.